Hello students, welcome you all to the online class of mathematics. Today we'll be starting the ninth chapter, which is data handling. So please open your book and we'll start our chapter. You must have observed your teacher recording the attendance of students in your class every day, or recording marks obtained by you after every test or examination. Similarly, you must have also seen a cricket scoreboard. Two scoreboards have been illustrated here. Name of the bowler, then overs, then maiden overs, runs given, wickets taken. Name of the batsman, runs, ball faced, time and minute. You know that in a game of cricket, the information recorded is not simply about who won and who lost. In the scoreboard, you will also find some equally important information about the game. For instance, you may find out the time taken and number of balls faced by the highest run scorer. Similarly, in your day-to-day life, you must have seen several kinds of tables consisting of numbers, figures, names, etc. These tables provide data. A data is a collection of numbers gathered to give some information. Once again, data is a collection of numbers gathered to give some information. Recording of data. Let us take an example of a class which is preparing to go for a picnic. The teacher asks the students to give their choice of fruits out of banana, apple, orange or guava. Uma is asked to prepare the list. She prepared a list of all the children and wrote the choices of fruit against each name. This list would help the teacher to distribute fruits according to the choice. So you can see in this chart the student's name and the fruit they liked. If the teacher wants to know the number of bananas required for the class, she has to read the names in the list one by one and count the total number of bananas required. To know the number of apples, guavas and oranges separately, she has to repeat the same process for each of these fruit. How tedious and time consuming it is. It might become more tedious if the list has say 50 students. So Uma write only the names of these fruits one by one, like banana, apple, guava, orange, apple, banana, orange, guava, banana, 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 like this. Do you think this makes the teacher's work easier? She still has to count the fruits in the list one by one as she did earlier. Salma has another idea. She makes 4 squares on the floor. Every square is kept to fruit of one kind only. She asks the students to put one pebble in the square which matches their choices. That is, a student opting for banana will put a pebble in the square marked for banana and so on. By counting the pebbles in each square, Salma can quickly tell the number of each kind of fruit required. She can get the required information quickly by systematically placing the pebbles in different squares. Try to perform this activity for 40 students and with the names of any 4 fruits. Instead of pebbles, you can also use bottle caps or some other tokens. Organization of data. To get the same information which Salma got, Ronald needs only a pen and a paper. He does not need pebbles. He also does not ask students to come and place the pebbles. He prepared the following tables. Bananas, there are 8 tick marks, then orange 3 tick marks, then apple 5 tick marks and guava is 4. Do you understand Ronald's table? What does one tick mark indicate? For students preferred guava, how many marks are there against guava? How many students were there in the class? Find all the information, discuss about these methods. Which is the best? Why? Which method is more useful when information from a much larger data is required? Let's see an example. A teacher wants to know the choice of food of each student as part of the midday meal program. The teacher assigns the task of collecting this information to Maria. Maria does so using a paper and a pencil. After arranging the choices in a column, she puts against a choice of food 1 mark for every student making the choice. So rice, number of choices, chapati, number of students and both rice and chapati. So she put a 1 mark. Rajan made it simpler by asking her to make groups of 5 instead of 10, as shown below. So he have grouped 5 digits in one group. So now you can see rice only 17 students, chapati 13, and both rice and chapati together it is 20. Teacher suggested the fifth mark in a group of 5 marks should be used as cross, as shown by like this. These are tally marks. Thus, after every 4 you have to put one cross, you can see in the image. So now you can see how they have listed these choices of food for the midday meal. Hope you have understood. For every five students or 5 marks, we have to use this tally mark. Ekta is asked to collect data for size of shoes of students in her class 6th. Her findings are recorded in the manner shown below. Javed wanted to know the size of shoes worn by the maximum number of students. The size of shoes worn by the minimum number of students. Can you find the information? Ekta prepared the table using tally marks. Now you can see students are there who is wearing 4 number size. There are 5 students. Wearing 5 number size there are 8 students. 6 number size there are 10 students. 7 number size there are 7 students, and 8 number size there are 2 students. Now question asked earlier could be answered easily. Yes or no? The maximum number of students are wearing shoe is of 6 number and the minimum number is 8 number size. Picture graph. A cupboard has 5 compartments. In each compartment a row of books is arranged. The details are indicated in the adjoining table. Which row has the greatest number of books? Which row has the least number of books? Is there any row which does not have books? You can answer these questions by just studying the diagram. The picture visually helps you to understand the data. It is a picture graph. A picture graph represents data through pictures of objects. It helps answer the questions on the data at a glance. Interpretation of a picture. The following picture shows the number of absentees in a class of 30 students during the previous week. So, on which day were the maximum number of students absent? Which day had full attendance? Which was the total number of absentees in the week? Maximum absences were on Saturday. There are 8 pictures in the row for Saturday. On all other days, the number of pictures are less. Against Thursday, there is no picture, that is, no one is absent. Thus, on that day, the class had full attendance. Then, there are 20 pictures in all, so the total number of absentees in that week are 20.